Commodore PR Hari. He's a CMD of Garden Reach. Commodore Hari, thank you so much for speaking with us and joining us today on the show. Let's first go through your numbers, which have been very, very robust for the full year and for the quarter as well. Now, this is before all of the events of the last couple of months that we have seen from a defense perspective. Do you see you building on the kind of revenues that we've seen post-Operation Sindoor?
Thank you, Tamanna. And yes, our numbers have been very strong during the financial year 25 and also specifically quarter ending 31st March 25. Yes, we are riding on a very, very strong order book and with more orders on the anvil. As it was just mentioned that we have been declared L1 for a very high value order for the Indian Navy for the next generation corvettes. So considering the existing order book and also the orders on the anvil, we are in a strong position and we are very confident that the growth trajectory is going to be even steeper in the coming quarters and years.
Guidance that you can give us for revenues and for margins, because revenues have jumped up now to 13.5% versus 8.9%. Is that the trajectory that you're seeing going ahead for FY26 and revenues at this pace as well?
Revenue, definitely, because the major project that we are executing, almost 50% of our order book is from the P7 Alpha frigate project, and with the first ship expected to be delivered in a couple of months. So we intend delivering the ship in July, and with the second and the third ship at a project maturity stage where maximum revenue accrual is expected, our revenue is expected to maintain a similar momentum in the coming years. Definitely the margins would be steady, considering we have interacted before also, shipbuilding, we are well beyond the conservative profit margins, and we intend maintaining similar margins in the future too.
Margins, so you're saying margins will continue in the 13% bracket or so, 13 to 14%. Just want to get your perspective, sir, on news recently of Bangladesh cancelling a $21 million order. And is that sort of a fallout of what you would expect as the geopolitical situation and the regional situation evolves? What is the kind of hit you see from this, if at all?
Interesting question. Bangladesh, I'll give a broader perspective. We have executed 2 projects successfully for Bangladesh over the last 2 years. One is from one of our other business verticals, that is the portable steel bridges, that is against LOC, and also a project for the Inland Water Transport Corporation, 6 patrol vessels. These have already been completed. Currently, 2 projects in hand, rather 1 project in hand, a dredger project for the Inland Water Transport Corporation. The project is moving on fine. We do not envisage any issues with that. Coming specifically to the project which the contract has been mutually cancelled very recently, the order value is minuscule. It is just 177 crores. Forget about the next generation corvette order, which we will get. The contract is expected to be signed a few months from now. Keep that apart. In our existing order book, this constitutes just 0.8%. The impact is nil. And to re-clarify and reiterate, the cancellation is the culmination of a mutual divorce. It's a graceful exit for both the parties. It's a very small project with nil impact on the overall financial performance of the company.
Important point. I just want to reiterate on the mutual bit. Can you give us any reasoning or rationale behind why this was exited mutually by both parties? Or what was your perspective on this, at least?
Our perspective is this project was again to be undertaken through a line of credit under the line of credit scheme that did not take forward, and therefore the cancellation.
Yeah, so they have to pay for it, and that payment has to be clear. That brings me to the next question about how you see revenue recognition in this space for shipbuilding, because these are, of course, long-term orders. It's bulky in the way revenues flow in. So how do we understand this?
See, we got an order book of 22,680 crores as of now. As per the current build strategy, which is in line with the contractual timelines, all these projects are expected to complete by FY29. The major project, the P7 Alpha, will get completed by 2027. That means by mid of calendar year 2027. And the balance projects, the anti-submarine shallow water craft by end of the next calendar year, and the next generation offshore patrol vessels by FY28. And the non-defense projects, we are executing a project for a German client, multipurpose vessels, 8 multipurpose vessels. This project will get completed by FY29. Perhaps that is the last of the projects that will get completed from the existing order book. So we will be accruing revenue in a very steady manner. Now, after the P-17 Alpha is completed and the other naval platforms reach a mature stage, to mitigate the dip, we already have the next generation corvette project. We have been declared L1. It is a very high value project. We expect our share of the project to be plus 25,000 crores. The revenue accrual from this project will start 2 years from the time the contract is signed. So what, in a nutshell, the revenue growth is likely to be steady over the next 5 to 10 years. That's what I can expect.
So, just to get a sense, Commodore Hari, on this L1 declaration, 25,000 crore order for 5 NGCs. Order size, of course, is 40,000 crores. What are the details that you can share with us? When will this contract be signed? Is there a further process that we need to wait for? What's the execution timeline? Anything that you can add on this?
At this juncture, all I can say is that taking a conservative timeline, I expect the contract to be signed by end of the calendar year. That is 2025 itself. Then starts the pre-production activities as per the project RFP. A 2-year period has been provided for pre-production activities, and the project, as I mentioned, the total project is for 8 ships, 5 by us and 3 by the L2 shipyard. The project completion would be by 2034-35.
When would the revenue recognition begin, or the revenue flows begin for this?
2 years from signing of the contract. So again, putting a conservative timeline, that would be from FY27 onwards.
Okay, so this flows onto the balance sheet from FY27 onwards.
27.
Okay. Yes. You spoke, sir, about your non-defense segment. Can you give us a sense, what is that size of the segment and how much of a focus is there on the non-defense segment right now?
Yes, non-defense segment constitute about 12% of our order book. This comprises of export projects, 2 export projects, one for a German client. It's an 8 multi-purpose vessel project, and 2 very interesting 2 projects that we are executing for construction of specialized research vessels. One for the Ministry of Defense and one for the Ministry of Earth Sciences. And one more contract we will be signing in another couple of weeks for 2 coastal research vessels. The order value could be to the tune of around 500 crores. So since you asked what is the visibility with respect to non-defense segment, I expect a similar percentage, that means around 10 to 12% of our overall order book coming from the non-defense segment. This is purely because of the fact that the defense orders are high-value orders. The one single order from a corporate project is to the tune of 25,000 crores.
Sure.
So the proportion we would like to maintain similar, that means 10 to 12%.
Okay, and just getting a sense of the export, kind of space. I mean, the broad idea is, of course, make in India, now make in India for the world. Do you see that as a growth driver?
Absolutely, absolutely. And most of the European nations are now looking at India as a shipbuilding destination, and we see opportunities there. Actually, we are getting market leads, almost a lead per week. We are taking a calibrated decision, and it is with this intent that we have enhanced our shipbuilding capacity. I see huge opportunity, not only for GRSE, for the entire Indian shipbuilding industry towards export of commercial vessels.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Commodore Hari, for joining us, speaking with us. I mean, we've seen the prowess of the Indian defense sector recently, and it's made us all very, very proud. That's Garden Reach Shipbuilders. For you, stock is up about 3%. Excellent set of numbers in Q4.